Good morning. I'm going to read another blog post this morning, and then I will do some discussion afterwards. So, good morning. This blog post was titled Mr. Google. Again, I don't remember when I was writing these posts, um, or even when I started this blog. I started it and it kind of just really went nowhere just because of my lack of, knowledge on even how to do that or to kind of make the site um, visibly appealing and kind of get the content out there. So, anyway, this blog post was titled Mr. Google. Day after day, I just kept sinking deeper into my depression. I didn't know anything about postpartum depression. It's kind of funny because I was a nurse, but I really didn't. I just thought I sucked at being a mother, and my husband chose the wrong woman to start a family with. Benjamin was the one that began seeking help for me. He Googled so many topics about my symptoms, and he was the one that said, I think you have the baby blues. He forced me to see my doctor and start treatment. I was very blessed with a compassionate OB doctor that started taking some of my shame away. For the first time, I felt hope. To begin healing, I had to be honest with myself and had faith that I had a purpose in this life. God picked me to be Hayden's mother, and I had to trust the process of my healing mentally, although I'm always going to be a little crazy. That's still true. I guess you could say that my Googling husband saved my life. By the way, I am a nurse who hates when patients tell me that they've Googled their symptoms. That is still true. Technically, I didn't Google, though my husband did. Remember, at this point, I wasn't even bathing, so I definitely wasn't looking at a computer. Peace and love. Yeah, that was true. It was really my husband that kind of knew something was off. He knew it was more than just exhaustion. He knew it was more than, just hormones from, having the baby. So he really did. He started the ball rolling and kind of forced me to go see my OB doctor outside of my scheduled appointment. We went when, it wasn't even time for me to go. And my doctor was an hour and a half away. So it really was just him kind of forcing me to get some help. And I was very blessed with an OB doctor that right away knew what I was going through and trying to help get me started on some treatment, which I'll talk about in another video. So I think for me, it really did take some of the shame away for my OB doctor to say, listen, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not inadequate as a mother. This is so common and it's okay. We're going to get help. We're going to get, started on some meds and, we're going to get through this. And it wasn't instant. I didn't come out of that appointment and be like, okay, I have a prescription for these antidepressants and things are rosy and beautiful now. It just didn't happen that way. It was a long process, but it was the first step to getting towards feeling more like myself and feeling like a good mom. And again, I've said before, I was doing all the things to take care of Hayden. He was bathed, he had all the coolest baby toys, he had the most, sorry, I keep looking at my other computer. Um, he had the cutest nursery, he just had all the things and he was being bathed and he was fed and, he had the cutest bassinet and he just had all the things and I was taking care of him. It was that connection that was lacking for me that made me feel the most ashamed because you go into this whole experience of being pregnant for 9 months and your dreams and your just how you think, your journey with being a mom, a first time mom is going to be. have talked in other videos, I read all the books. I watched videos. I didn't have caffeine. I wouldn't even take a Tylenol. It was just, I was trying to do all the right things, and I was just expecting to see and have this experience, that I watched all my other friends have, and that you see in the movies about how you give birth and they lay the baby on your chest and you're doing that first skin to skin and just how wonderful that is. And, I didn't get that one because he had to be in the NICU. So the whole birth plan I had said before in another video that I had typed and laminated, which is true, went out the window. So we didn't get that bond um, in the beginning. And I was healing from major surgery. A C-section is a major, major surgery. And so you come home with this newborn, you're healing from a major surgery, you're dealing with postpartum depression, which that time, those first few days, I didn't believe that that's what it was. I really just thought it was something broken within myself. I thought, my gosh, I have prayed to be a mom for so many years and going through miscarriages. And, you know, I just thought, gosh, God finally gave me what I was asking for. And I'm failing at this. And seeing that OB doctor and him just having such compassion and understanding for me, and a husband willing to ride it out and get down and dirty with me as far as, okay, he's got to step up. This is also about him, right? Because if I'm not taking care of myself, I'm not taking care of my husband. And he's dealing with having a newborn baby too. And he's also working two jobs. And, so all of these things, he had to really put himself last for a very long time. And he had not only a newborn baby to help with when he could and when he was home, but he also had me to take care of. He had to make sure I was eating because I wasn't really. He had to literally bathe me. I've talked about that also. He had to make sure I was putting on clean clothes. He had to do all of those things. He had to step up with household duties, keeping up with the laundry and things like that. So it really was an effort between my husband and my OB doctor to really make sure that I was, getting help and being taken care of. So I was blessed to have that. And I know not everybody does. So my encouragement to you is, if you are someone that is dealing with postpartum depression right now, even if you say, oh, well, their baby is 8 months old and they seem to be doing fine. Yeah, no, check in with those new moms. Or if it's their second baby or third baby. Just because you didn't have postpartum depression with your first pregnancy doesn't mean that you're not going to have it with your second or third. So check in with those friends and see what you can do to help. Again, I've talked about nighttime was the worst time for me. I really went into a panic when the sun would start to set. That's when I would start to feel alone because I knew my husband was going to bed. Again, he was working two jobs. So, me and Hayden would sleep in the living room in his bassinet, and I would sleep on the couch so he could rest. My husband could rest. And so that's when I just felt alone, but I was so ashamed. I didn't want to reach out to anybody and say, hey, listen, I'm struggling. Can you come stay the night with me? Just one night, I'll get up with the feedings, but can you just stay with me? I was too ashamed and I was too prideful and I was too embarrassed to ask for that help. Everybody wants to come during the day and hold the baby and, do all of that, but there's not a whole lot of volunteers for the nighttime, getting up in the middle of the night and helping. And I know that I had people in my life that would have come if I would have asked. Um, they would have helped in any way. It's just I didn't want to ask. So um, just check in with those moms, especially the holidays are here, um, which can bring on more anxiety if you have just had a baby and you're dealing with postpartum depression or just having a new baby in general, the pressure that the holidays come. You want to make all the food and you want the gifts to be wrapped and, trying to decorate and all of this. And listen, if you can't do all of that, it's okay. If you have to throw every gift that you buy online into a gift bag and throw some tissue paper in it, it's okay. If you have to just order a dinner from, your local grocery store that prepares all the food, that's okay. If you have to just, change your plans, my friend Kathy has kind of helped me realize that changing your plans is sometimes for the best and just doing what feels right in the moment, which is going to take some stress away from you. So if not having a big, family function where you feel like you have to host when you're not at your best or feeling your best, it's okay. Change plans. People will understand. So don't feel bad for trying to make things simple around the holidays, especially when you've had a new baby and still trying to get into a routine. And when I say a new baby, I don't mean like a newborn, like that's just a few weeks. If you're in that first year, things are so hard that first year. You're trying to get into new routines. You're trying to create sleep patterns for you and the baby. If you have other children in the home, you're trying to make sure that they're being taken care of and their needs are met and they feel like they're getting time and attention. If you're a working mom, you're trying to do your best at work. You're trying to manage a household, all the things. So in that first year is so hard trying to accomplish all of those things and keep everything moving, and feeling like there's some normalcy. So when I say new baby, it's that first year. That first year is tough. Outside of postpartum depression, it is tough. Again, especially if you have other kids in the mix, it's tough. So if you have to change your normal traditions and make new traditions this year just to be able to get by, that's okay. It's okay if your house is not perfect. And I'm talking to myself because I still struggle with feeling like everything has to be, perfect and right and, all the ribbons and bows and, so this time of year is hard for everybody, but especially when you're talking about having a new baby in the mix. So throw the gifts in a gift bag, order some stuff off of Amazon, um, and call it a day. Make the meal simple. Make the time just about having a break and enjoying the blessing of the new baby. Hayden's first Christmas. Um, I had Hayden in April. And so that December, that first Christmas, I was still, not feeling well. I just was not doing well still by Christmas. And I remember having a big family function at my cousin's house where all the cousins and their family were coming. My mom was in town. I think my sister was in town. And I just remember being in the middle of all of the like chatter and things going on and just feeling like everybody was talking in Charlie Brown's teacher's voice, like nothing, I wasn't comprehending anything. And I remember sneaking into my cousin's room just to have a meltdown. And she came in and she's like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, No, I'm just really tired. Again, still not wanting to be honest with people, still not trying to, let anybody know that, I've been diagnosed with this. I'm struggling. Um, so I'm just like, yeah, I'm just a little tired. And I remember my mom had bought Hayden this cute little, newborn Santa outfit. And I look back at pictures from that year and think, golly, I was really a mess. And I'm in the middle of these family pictures, and nobody really had a clue what was going on. So, again, my encouragement is for you is to let people in, let them know you're struggling, let them know that you need help, whatever that help looks like, whether it's coming to do laundry, whether it's taking a night shift just to sit up with you or to be there with you, whether it's, cooking a few meals to put in the freezer, whatever that looks like for you. And it's okay around the holidays if you have all of these activities scheduled for families and friends that you don't want to go. It's okay to say no. Learn to say no until you feel comfortable, until you feel like you have a better grasp on this new routine and this new life with this new baby. It's okay to say no. It's okay if you have other kids and the teacher's like, hey, can you bake cookies for this, Christmas party? It's okay to say, now's not a good time. I can't this year. I am really bad about that, even now, saying, I can't this year because I want to do all the things. So it's okay to say no. So if you have family functions coming up and you're like, I just don't feel like it, I'm doing my very best just to get by, it's okay to say no. So I'm going to leave you with that. I will post another video hopefully tomorrow. Again, we have some family things going on. A family member is really ill and has been going through some very tough times. So our family is kind of putting our time and energy into that right now. So any prayers for my family are appreciated. But just know that if you're watching this video, I am praying for you. If you don't believe in prayer, I'm sending you kind of good vibes, good wishes. And I hope that you will share this video with somebody that you know that is dealing with postpartum depression or may know somebody that has postpartum depression. So anyway, have a great Monday.